One morning, it was damp and fun at Peppa Pig's house. It was raining outside. The drops were tapping on the glass, and puddles glistened in the yard. Peppa was standing at the door putting on her red galoshes. George was fiddling with the blue ones, and Mama Pig was looking for an umbrella. Daddy Pig entered the hallway, holding in his hands a pair of old colorful galoshes, one yellow and the other green. "Look what I found in the garage. My old galosh," he said with pride. Peppa immediately turned to him. "Colorful galosh. It's like a rainbow on your feet. I want to try them on." Mama Pig looked at the galoshes and laughed. "Dad, they're so big. Are you sure you can walk in them?" And George, pulling on his blue galoshes, shouted joyfully, "Dinosaur." "Grr," Peppa giggled, looking at her brother, who was stomping on the floor like a little dinosaur. "George, galoshes are not dinosaurs. Dad, let's put them on and go jump in puddles." And so the whole family decided to take a walk in the rain. Daddy Pig put on his colorful galoshes, which were slightly too big for him, and went into the yard. Peppa was jumping in red. George was stomping in blue, and Mama Pig put on her neat purple galoshes and opened her umbrella. Rain dripped onto the grass and puddles sparkled like mirrors. "My galoshes are the most bouncy," Peppa shouted, slapping a large puddle. "Grr, mine are better," George said, splashing water around. Daddy Pig took a step and plopped loudly into a puddle, and "My galoshes are the loudest. I am a great puddle master," he declared, laughing. "Daddy Pig, you are a master of noise, not puddles." They went on through the garden, jumping and stomping. Peppa noticed that Papa Pig's yellow galoshes left funny star-shaped footprints, while the green ones left flower-like footprints. "Look at this! Dad has galoshes with drawings. They're magical," she said, pointing at the prints. "Grr, stars." George picked up, jumping on the tracks. Daddy Pig straightened up proudly. "I told you that my galoshes are special. They're leaving art on the ground." But then the unexpected happened. Daddy Pig stepped into a deep puddle, and the yellow galosh got stuck in the mud. He pulled his leg, but the galosha remained in place, and Papa Pig plopped right into the water. "Oh, my galosha has escaped," he exclaimed, sitting in a puddle. Peppa and George laughed so loudly that even the rain seemed to have become quieter. Mama Pig came over and pulled the galosha out of the mud. "It seems your galoshes love adventures more than you do, Daddy Pig," she said, handing him a yellow runaway. Peppa decided to make the game even more interesting. "Let's have a competition. Whose galoshes will jump the furthest?" Everyone lined up in a row. Peppa jumped up and landed in a puddle with a loud slap. George jumped in after them, splashing water all over them. Mama Pig made a neat jump, and Daddy Pig, in his colorful galoshes, jumped so hard that he almost flew into the bushes, but left the biggest stars and flowers in the mud. "I won." "Stop it," he shouted, raising his hands. "No, I am," replied Peppa, stamping her foot. "Grr, me," said George, falling into a puddle of laughter. Mama Pig looked at them and said, "Let's go home, my puddle champions. The rain is ending, and hot tea is waiting." They returned to the house, leaving behind wet footprints, stars, flowers, and just. Daddy Pig took off his colorful galoshes and put them by the door, and Peppa said, "I like these galoshes. They make the rain fun." "Grr," George agreed. hugging his blue galoshes. And I think my galoshes are the best in the world, Peppa Pig added, wiping the dirt from his nose. All galoshes are good when you jump in them, said Mama Pig, pouring tea. And so they sat at the table, drinking tea and laughing, while outside the window the rain subsided, leaving puddles glistening under the last rays of the sun. George and I love galoshes and puddles and the stars. Everyone loves to jump, Peppa said, bouncing up and down in her chair. So another wet and fun day passed at Peppa Pig's house, and the colorful galoshes remained standing by the door as if dreaming of new puddles and adventures.